Now Bender will test the intro, and then it'll scare you because it'll go.
From the central coast of New South Wales, Australia, it's the #1 podcast for the X-Men animated series. This is Generation X-Men with Bender and Brooksy.
Yes, thanks, Steve. This is Generation X-Men. I'm Bender, and with me as always is Brooksy.
Hey, hey.
Like the name suggests, we are Generation X-Men, and you are too. If you're new to this, what we'll be doing is going through all 5 seasons of X-Men the animated series, one episode at a time, giving you our thoughts, X-Quiz, tally time, and most importantly, having a laugh as well. Now, before we get into Mojovision and our Deadpool review, which Deadpool 2 review, we have a very special guest, Generation X-Men, with us today, fellow Narara Public School alumni and X-Men the animated series fan, our mate Crowtherl. Welcome to the show, Crowtherl.
Hey, howdy.
Now, Oz, you said something really interesting when we were watching Mojovision tonight, besides how awful it was.
I think that's about all I said.
No, you said just like Saturday mornings. Do you not remember it being on through the week on Cheese TV?
I do. I just remember Saturday mornings being when I sat down and watched it.
And you didn't, and he's like, fuck going to AFL because you played it.
It's my day.
Nah, Mum, no sports today. X-Men is on. And do you remember much about the series before watching it was tonight?
It's been over 20 years.
Do you remember how you first got into it? Did Bender get you into it as well?
It's probably just on and I watched it.
Because Brooksy claims that it was me that got him into it because I just said, so have you seen X-Men? Have you seen X-Men? Seen X-Men? So no, he just watched it because it was on. Do you remember, did you ever see the show bag at the Royal Easter Show? They had the X-Men show bag.
I believe I had that show bag.
See, I knew it. That is the gateway into most of the X-Men. People see it and you had that same, just that tape of the first episode. And I remember it being just so wafer thin. It's like, this is not going to be much on this episode, is this tape. It's tiny. I didn't think they made tapes that tiny with that much tape on them. But anyway, enough about that. We're up to Mojovision today, and we had to bring someone in.
You had to call for backup.
We need to call for backup desperately because Lord knows we couldn't have done this one with just our comedy skills alone. We needed an outside opinion. First thoughts, Crowtherl. I haven't seen X-Men in 20 years. We bring in from Mojovision. Hasn't aged a day, right?
Yeah, let's hope it's 40 years next time.
Don't listen to him, Larry. He's actually a big fan. We just pick all the bad episodes that we need back up on. We'll break it down in a minute, but first we've got a bit of X-Quiz.
Pop quiz, Hotshot.
Pop quiz!
Pop quiz, asshole.
Time for a surprise quiz?
Won't be a pop quiz on Wednesday. There's a pop quiz. Pop quiz.
So how many questions did you get, Bender?
I've only managed to procure 2 X-Quiz questions today.
I got 3 terrible ones.
You got 3 terrible ones.
Did you pick up any, Crowther? You got any for us?
I got nothing.
You got nothing?
I got nothing.
Should we quiz Crowther exclusively?
Why not?
Oh, Christ.
Who wants to be a millionaire? All right, Crowther, I'll quiz you first. So see how closely you been paying attention. The blonde-haired dude at the start. What's his name?
His name's Longshot.
Hey,
That was just the intro question. If you'll notice carefully, one of his eyes lights up. Which eye was it?
His left eye.
I
Yes,
believe so.
that is correct. Very well done. You don't win anything.
Oh,
But you did do better than Bender usually does.
well, I'll take that.
You got any more?
I got one more. The other main character in this, Mojo, the big squid dude, he has like a scorpion walker. How many legs does it have?
6.
Yes, that's right.
That's good, man. There you go.
Should have given him one of those bloody Days of Future Past quizzes when there's like 1,000 questions.
Well, I've only got one really good question,
Oh, okay.
and that's what is the name of the clerk at the electronics store?
Oh, Jesus.
Nah.
He was wearing a badge.
Was it Gavin?
No. It's not a normal name,
Oh, take a stab, Crowther.
unless you're in the frozen food section.
Oh, what?
Peas.
Bird's eye.
I don't know.
It was calamari.
Bullshit.
Nobody's named Calamari.
I looked up, and the executive producer's name is Joseph Calamari. I
That's
think
a
it's
lie.
coming from that.
That's a lie. No one's name is Joseph Calamari.
There you go. So yeah, that was his name.
That's like a gag from Two Bad Undercover Cops. Hi, I'm Joseph Calamari, and with me is Dave Onion Rings.
All right, here's some easier ones. How many mini shows were there in the Mojovision?
3.
What were their names?
Including long shots.
The Miami one, Miami Mutants.
Which is Miami Vice.
I got this written down. What?
That's cheating if you look at your
It was
notes.
Rogue something, but Rogue was spelt wrong. It was like Roguevin.
Yeah, it was
Really?
Rogue. The
I didn't
U
notice
in
that.
Rogue was actually a V.
Rogue
instead of-
V?
Yeah, instead of a U.
That's
Yeah,
weird.
it was Rogue what?
Or something.
Rogue Space.
Rogue in space where Beast hates things.
Do you know this one, Bender?
Yeah, it's Rogue Star.
That's it. And then the last one?
I Dream of Jean.
Yeah,
Best
yeah.
one.
That was your favourite?
There's the favourite one.
Just for the title itself.
Well, it's very, very mind-ready of Mojo to put Wolverine and Jean together because obviously Wolverine dreams of Jean.
Yeah. And the last one is, what brand of antacid does Mojo use?
Oh, that pink drink that he has.
Yeah. Pepto-Bismol?
It's
It was called Mojo something. I don't know.
Mojo LCO or something like
It was Mojo's antacid.
that.
Oh.
They call
Clever.
it calamari, but they just say Mojo's anti-acid.
Yep.
That's lazy.
Well, it's the Mojoverse. It's everything's Mojo.
Like when everything's in space, it's just space politics.
That's
or
right.
Space cockroaches. All right, that's it for X Quiz. Previously on X-Men, there was nothing.
There's nothing.
There was
Nothing at all.
No previously on X-Men, no recap, just straight into the...
Not even any Savage Land nonsense. Nothing.
Well, to think about it, there's no way to lead into this episode because it's so standalone. When I said I like standalone episodes, this is this is the exception because I wasn't having much fun in this one. So yeah, it's time for the breakdown.
Break it down.
Break it down.
Now it's time for a breakdown.
Breakdown.
Okay, so today we are doing episode number 24, season 2, episode 11, Mojovision. The original air date for this one was February 5, 1994. It was written by Brooks Watchell and directed by Larry Houston.
On ya, Larry. Was it Brooks Satchwell?
Watchell.
Oh, okay. Who's Brooks Satchwell?
Brooks Satchwell.
Oh, she from Neighbours?
Yes.
Yes, she is.
We were just talking about Neighbours earlier. And our American
Don't
listeners.
mention that. Let's keep our street cred up. Come on, man.
Street cred. Yanks don't know what Neighbours is.
Oh, they can Google.
So Pat, tell us what Neighbours is. Give us a breakdown on what Neighbours is. Do they have Neighbours in America?
Yeah, I don't know.
That'd be interesting.
They
That'd be-
definitely got the UK. They
in
love it.
the American version of SBS, just foreign television and cinema. It's just Neighbours.
Neighbours and Skippy. Okay, so the episode starts with a bunch of random bugs crawling towards the screen. And this is the Brood. And we get the first look at them.
Is that what they call the Brood?
Yes.
Oh.
So they're crawling up this mountain towards this blonde guy, who we find out is Longshot.
Yeah. Should you describe what Longshot looks like, Crowtherl? Give us what Longshot looks like.
I don't know, some blonde surfer dude in an X-Men outfit. That's about it.
He's got skin tight
blue-
leather on, and he's got like a blonde mullet, and he has a star emblem on his sort of shirt there. Blue eyes, sort of the good-looking sort of character, and he's flipping all over the place.
So he's a pretty good mullet, though.
It's a pretty good
It's an
mullet.
excellent mullet.
Bishop's is still my favourite mullet, if you
Oh,
want to
yeah.
classify that as a mullet.
Rightio. So yeah, he's ducking and weaving, and there's a bunch of flying creatures and everything coming for him. He turns to the camera, and his left eye shines yellow. And then he pulls up like a bolo rope thing. What do you want to call that thing?
Yeah, it's a bolo, just used to trip people over,
It's
right?
really long, though.
Oh, okay. Bolo with string attached.
So yeah,
Is it bolo or bowler?
I don't know, what is it?
I think it's a bowler.
One of them.
Just trying to remember Catwoman's weapons in Arkham City.
So yeah, he catches one of these flying creatures by the tail and takes off with it. And then he lands in sort of like a cityscape, and he jumps into his flying car.
Yeah, he's suddenly in a flying car.
And then he takes off with a bunch of robots just chasing him down. And then he sort of does the old episode 1 pod racer, turns car on the side, gets through the little crack.
Why make that reference? The Millennium Falcon does it in the asteroids in Empire, where you got to bring up Phantom Menace. What is this, Infinity War? Did you get the Phantom Menace vibes on watching Infinity War when the bubbles come up and they've got the bubble shields?
Oh, now I do. Why'd you ruin it for me?
Use the boomer! They're all Disney.
We need more Jar Jar, though.
No, we don't.
Bring him back.
Dig him up. So, yeah, we zoom in onto his face here, and we zoom back out, and he's in a little yellow submarine. And he's under the sea, and he's shooting torpedoes at a tentacle monster.
Yeah, this tentacle monster looks a lot like the tentacle monster in the Danger Room when
Yes.
Cyclops was nearly killed when Gambit's been very lazy behind the controls. Pretty interesting design. Glad they brought it back. This time it had eyes. Heaps of eyes.
Then we get a quick flash of Psylocke, but don't get your hopes up, she ain't in this episode.
Yeah. Just another little cameo. A few cameos in this one.
And then he ducks a punch from the Super Adaptoid. We see him again. Gets another shot in here.
I didn't know these characters' names. Super Adaptoid.
Yeah, he's the big green guy.
All right.
Yeah, he was in one of the other episodes. It was a flashback.
All right. Crowtherl, what would you think is a Super Adaptoid if you saw that at like the reject shop or something? What do you think it was?
The reject shop?
Yeah. You see a box that says Super Adaptoid. What does it do?
I don't know, but it's probably only $2.
I think it'd be like a power board, a power board or something like that.
So we get a bunch more quick cuts here of Longshot doing a bunch of cool stuff, and then he lands on top of a cliff, and then Longshot appears in big yellow letters across the screen.
It's just a title sequence.
Yeah, and it says Mojo Production.
And then Mojo's very upset.
So they zoom out onto an eye, and it's Mojo, who is this big, green, fat top of a guy sitting on mechanical spider legs with a mechanical scorpion tail.
And he's got dreadlocks and his eyes are wide open, long fingernails, teeth, boils on his skin. He's like a Jabba the Hutt mixed with that Southern Colonel from Wild Wild West with the mechanical legs.
Mr. What?
Mr. West. I don't remember. Loveless. That's his name. Looked kind of like that.
The United Divided.
Alive and kicking. Well, alive in a way.
You go straight to hell after you, sir.
Now you do a Wild Wild West quote, Crowtherl.
I haven't seen that for 20 years either.
I'm the master of the mechanical stuff. And I have to help you. You, the master of the stupid stuff. You want to get your collar off? I'll get it off. I don't have a gun or else I'd shoot it off.
I just bash it with a rock.
True Jim West style. I'll bash it with a rock.
Why do we know so much of that awful 1999 movie, Brooksy?
Wicked, wicked, wow.
It's because it had the music video on the start, which was cool. But if you wanted to watch the music video, you might as well watch the rest of the movie.
That's right.
Whereas you, Crafty, you'd probably just turn it off.
Yeah, that's it.
This
Good
is
bits
not
over.
how you transport nitro.
God, that's a stupid movie. Yeah, it's a 50-foot tarantula.
Then there's that great story about Kevin Smith and that with the giant tarantula.
The John Peters sort of thing.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, where are we up to before that?
Yeah, we
Mojo.
go back to Mojo.
So it's kind of like that, with a little bit of Beetlejuice in there.
Yeah.
Crap, you haven't seen Beetlejuice, eh?
I've seen Beetlejuice.
Oh, okay. But yeah, he's just that sort of that fast-talking, quirky sort of dude, but not funny. You know what I mean? I like Beetlejuice. I love that energy, but I feel as though a lot of characters were trying to be like that, real rapid fire and everything like that. But Mojo is just irritating to me.
So yeah, we're clearly watching this long shot show, and Mojo's not happy. He screams out, "No, Dumbo!" And then he appears at the door, and he's wearing this long green dress with a black collar and shoulder-length grey hair.
What's this guy's name again?
Domo.
Domo, Mojo. And Domo's this pompous sort of assistant guy.
Yes, he says, "You ranted, sir."
Yeah, I always seem to have that smart-ass British assistant that should be running the show, but it's not.
So Mojo isn't happy about this latest show. The ratings are off. The video's in the toilet.
Space toilet.
The music has a very familiar sound. It's like a joking in kids show I've got here. It's just like on a lot of kids show, this is like the joking music.
Yeah, that's right.
I get, that's funny.
Yeah, it's got a bit of the...
It's like a trombone.
Yeah, it's got that sort of trampy sort of clown music about it. Not as extreme as, was it, Bulk and Skull from Power Rangers, but it's still that sort of goofy sort of clown music.
So he heads down the hall here to yell at Longshot, who is getting his makeup done by Dazzler. Did you notice this?
No, I didn't notice Dazzler.
Dazzler is doing his makeup.
What's a Dazzler?
That's exactly what I was going to say. What's a
the
Dazzler?
mutant Dazzler.
What does she do?
You'll find her more
A
when
makeup expert?
Yeah. She'll be more in the Phoenix Saga.
She does makeup well, like the shoveler.
So Longshot here blames Mojo, who designed the show. Mojo is unhappy with him and calls him a cold sore before he throws him across the room. A cold sore. Have you ever been called a cold sore, Crowtherl?
I have not.
Have you ever been called a herpes before?
I hope not to be.
You're just a herpes. Cold sore, that's a random thing. I'm going to start using that.
So Longshot's not too worried here because he says that no other actor in the galaxy will work for Mojo. Longshot says, "You're a soulless, sadistic bag of pus, and you smell." Then Mojo returns, "Ooh, flattery, young man, will get you absolutely nowhere."
Typical sort of reply from the snarky boss type.
Mojo then calls him dog meat and pulls out some of his nose hairs and says that they can act better than Longshot.
Yeah, see, there's so much wacky shit in this episode, and it's just unrelenting for 22 minutes.
He also says, if you hold this up to the light, it looks like you in a tuxedo. I assume you're going to be putting in a lot of quotes here, just punching in some of this terrible Mojo dialogues.
Yeah, our listeners should be put through enough pain as we have had listening to this. I feel like it could be funny if the character wasn't so irritating.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
See this nose hair? It can act better than you! Actually, if I hold it up to the light, it looks like you in a tuxedo!
So this is where Mojo chokes down some of the antacid, and then Domo shows up with a disc of the X-Men, and we see Cyclops, Storm, Jubilee, and then a bit of a showreel of the whole team. And there's like 20 monitors on this wall, and they're watching all this on. Yeah, they're very big in their TV in the old Mojovision.
Yeah, they've got a lot of, I wouldn't say stock footage of the X-Men, but it's footage from the opening title sequence.
Yeah.
And then there's sort of like fresh, montage-specific footage. I don't think I saw in any other episode before, but it's just them, Wolverine cutting through fences and Jubilee blowing stuff up. And yeah, I thought that was pretty interesting choice. Why they couldn't just go straight to all the stock footage. They have to animate specific stock footage for this episode.
So Domo says, a bit primitive from a backwater dimension we don't usually bother with.
Also, it's dimension. So the Mojoverse is in a different dimension. It's not just deep in space.
Apparently, according to the TV show.
Oh, that's pretty interesting.
So Mojo tells Domo to get them because he can make them a star. And then he just screams out, "Get Mojo, the X-Man." There's heaps of dialogue in here where he just screams about some random shit. And I'm just like, I'm not writing all that. That's terrible. If Ben wants to put this in the podcast, he can do it later.
Probably won't. It means I'd have to listen to his voice again. I probably will anyway.
So we come back from the ad break, and Mojo and Domo are watching these huge screens, and Jean and Cyclops are on there, and they're trying to buy a new TV. So Cyclops asks the guy, this is Calamari.
Mr. Calamari. Oh no, is it Mr. Calamari or just Calamari?
It just says Calamari on a badge.
Hi, I'm Calamari, but you call me Cal. Calamari.
So he asks Calamari, does his new TV have a built-in surge protector? Because Jubilee has been up to her usual tricks.
Yeah, that's right. So that's the in-joke there, and Calamari doesn't know why they'd need a surge protector, but that's just for the fans listening at home. I know why they need a surge protector.
And so then he pulls the remote control out of his jacket like it's a gun, and then Mojo flashes up on the TV behind him in the store. And Mojo's like, "Oh, don't touch that dial." And the store clerk's like, "Oh, that's odd." Just punches heaps of buttons. And Mojo zaps him with some red raid. It's like, oh yeah, don't touch the fucking TV. And then Cyclops is up to his old tricks because Mojo has now said this is Mojo twice. So what does Cyclops say? Who are you and what do you want?
Nobody tunes out Mojovision.
Who are you? What do you want?
Whoa, whoa! Let's not get off on the wrong foot, Booby! Can we talk?
Mojo says that he's watched the X-Men's careers and loves what they have done with the Sentinels. So a bit of a callback to the Sentinels. And then he burps and then says, sorry, it must have been the producer I had for lunch.
These gags. How you find these gags, Crowtherl?
Awful.
Awful. On the nose, even for a children's program.
Yeah, fair bit.
Would kids know what a producer is?
No.
Who's that joke for? I don't know.
The producer of the show.
Okay. Producer probably suggested. You know, it'd be great if you said he ate a producer. Sure.
So he's really laying on this old Hollywood agent speech, really talking real quick, throwing all this stuff in there. You see that on all
I just tuned out. There was no information that was moving the plot along, and I just stopped listening. I wasn't engaged.
That's another one of those things. I just didn't take any notes. I'm like, oh, he's just talking stupid old Hollywood crap. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. So then Cyclops is like, is this a joke? Who are you? Again?
Fucking listen, Cyclops.
His mutant power isn't listening to him.
Mojo then says, Cyclops, sweetheart, I'm offering you and the X-Men a lifetime contract with a standard non-survival clause. And then Cyclops is like, I'm not sure what you're selling, pal, but we're leaving. And this is where Mojo isn't too happy with the rejection, so he screams, nobody says no to Mojo.
There's some other shit too, but I wasn't listening to that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So then he zaps Jean and Cyclops with some of the blue lightning, and Cyclops returns fire course with the optic beam, breaking one of the TVs.
He starts shooting at the TVs one at a time.
Yeah.
Couldn't he just pan left and right, up and down, tilting, and just wipe them all out?
So yeah, naturally Mojo just starts switching TVs. He blasts that TV, switch next to it. Just blast them all, mate. And so Jean's been taken out by the lightning. It's not a faint, but she has been incapacitated enough to just be hopeless as usual. So anyway, Cyclops runs back in to the room here. This is where he does the big dive roll and he starts blasting one TV.
That's right. He's changed it up, made it a bit more special.
And then so then Mojo just said, I've had enough of this, blast him with more blue lightning. So Jean comes to and she runs in, stop, he can't survive much more. And then Mojo's like, oh, tell it to a lawyer. I think that was another joke.
Thanks for letting me know. Otherwise, I would never know it was supposed to be.
They should have put the applause thing up on the
bottom. Stop making better episodes, Brooksy.
So Jean manages to pull herself and Cyclops inside one of the force fields. And then Wolverine comes in, pops claws. He says, what is this, 4th of July?
And they've used that line before. Juggernaut said it in the first Juggernaut episode when he's attacked by Jubilee. Mm-hmm. What is this, the 4th of July? No one told me. So I forgot to ask who wrote this episode and who wrote that episode. I'm not too sure if it's the same person.
No, Julianne Clem did the old Juggernaut one. She was the one who did Externally Yours as well.
Oh, okay. So this rise
Brooks hasn't done it before.
So Brooks Satchwell just stole that line from Juggernaut.
Yes.
What's Brooks Satchwell's character's name in Neighbours?
Oh, Christ.
Pat, tell us. Tell us who Brooks Satchwell played in Neighbours. Don't have to look it up, Brooks. I'm just making the joke.
It was Anne Wilkinson.
Anne Wilkinson.
Yes.
What does she do?
Fictional character, made her first appearance in 1996.
Oh, right, yeah. Dr. Carl's assistant. They got touched up. So how distracted we are with Mojovision. We're talking about Neighbours. That's how...
Still Neighbours podcast.
Oh, that's what season they're up to now, 46? I don't really want to go back and get the box set of Neighbours. I wonder if Neighbours has episode names. Like the Revenge
not enough
of Carl.
names in the world.
No, it's just episode 4.
Toadfish Strikes.
Toadie's Revenge.
Toadfish Strikes Again. The Return of D. Anyway, get back to Mojovision. Enough about Neighbours.
So yeah, 4th of July. And,
yeah, that's where we are.
He's also met inside the store by Storm and Beast.
Yes. And they're all in their civvies, right?
Yes. Beast got his usual trench coat on and the hat, just like the Thing.
And Raphael.
And all the Ninja Turtles.
And every detective ever.
And Mojo calls for Spiral to come and collect the X-Men and bring them to the studio. And also to call Wardrobe, because they look like they've been dressed out of a dumpster.
Wow. Her name was Spiral?
Yes.
Oh, I thought her name was Shiva.
No, you're just thinking that because of your arm.
Oh, okay. So. I pray to Shiva, let me die. Temple of Doom crap.
It's another movie, mate.
Anyway, Spiral comes in, she starts waving about.
Yeah, so she emerges from the wall of TV's tits first. Did you notice that?
No.
Oh, I did.
I didn't.
So yeah, she's the six-armed woman. She's got the white hair and two of her arms of metal. And she's got the big swords ready to go.
Mm.
So she does a little dance around the room, waving her arms around, and then just zaps the X-Men one at a time with a yellow lightning that comes out of her hands.
Mm.
And they all go to her dimension before she walks back through the wall, back in there.
Yeah, before that happens, they're all changed into their actual costumes. So Wolverine jumps out of his leather jacket and into his regular clothes. That happens there, right?
In the next part, yeah. When they show up into the Mojoverse, they appear all in their little X-Men uniforms.
Oh, I thought that, yeah. Because I was looking at it, everyone's looking at their clothes like, oh, how'd I get changed my clothes?
Yeah.
Beast is doing the same thing. The only thing that's happened is he's lost his coat and hat. Cause he still
Where is my coat?
Because he's still wearing his costume tights, which I just thought was funny.
So we start in the Mojoverse on this huge sculpture of Mojo, and then we come inside to the X-Men, and they're in this floating box that's got like the green glow around it.
Yeah, it's just like a Perspex box, and they're in the middle of like a coliseum or something.
And this is where they get the first of these crowd shots, which were very popular between the three of us when we were watching.
Yeah, because there were these crazy-looking extras in the crowd. I noticed a teddy bear with a mech suit on, and then there was like a lobster that looked like SpongeBob's boss.
I got a bunch of them written down. Random motherfuckers in the crowd. Bear in a space suit.
There you go.
Zoidberg lookalike. Wolf man. Banana head man. Lizard man. Huge guy with a block for a head.
Yeah.
And then a very old, normal-looking doctor in a white coat.
I did notice.
Random crap.
I did notice the blockhead bloke. What did you notice? Anyone
Yeah,
funny?
Blockhead was my favourite. Couldn't take my eyes off him.
Well, the Zoidberg guy just kept moving his crab claws around.
I think that was probably the most fun that the storyboard artist had, was just designing the wacky people that are in the Coliseum.
Good old blockhead.
Teddy bear and mech suit's crazy.
So Spiral's in the control room here, putting all her arms to good use. She's got leaves everywhere to pull on.
Mm.
And then, so in the show here, we got Rogue. Rogue's just shown up in the box.
Oh, she didn't come
Rogue
to
wasn't in the shop.
She wasn't in the TV shop.
Yeah, and then so she just appears. Where'd she come from?
Oh, well, that's a glitch then.
So it clearly must have been an outing by the X-Men going to the mall again.
Mm.
So where's Gambit?
Yeah, right, yeah.
Where is he?
He's barred from the mall. He was stealing again.
No, he was back at that shop chatting up the chick again,
right.
getting more cards. That's where he was.
That's where he was.
And I reckon they left Jubilee at home because she was just going to fuck another TV and then had two more TVs.
Well, so Gambit finishes hitting on the chick. Then he comes to find everybody. Where is everyone, mon ami?
I see him walking out of the store just like tucking in his shirt or pulling his pants up. Where is everyone?
Does he
I
get
like
his
solitaire.
Does he even get his cards from a magic shop, or is that just some general
I
sort
don't
of
know,
reject store that sells?
What do you reckon, Crowtherl?
He's got to buy them in bulk somewhere. He'd go through that
He
many.
definitely buys them in bulk. You see that in the first episode, but we don't know what sort of store it is in the mall. Is it a magic store or general
You ever
card
seen a
shop?
magic store?
They'd probably be very expensive at a magic store. I think it'd have to be some sort of equivalent to like a reject shop or a Clint's Crazy Bargains, whatever the Yanks have.
So there was that line of Mojo's whinging about how terrible their clothes are.
Mm.
And he just changes them into their normal uniforms anyway. So what was the need for that line?
Oh, wouldn't it have been cool if they got special Mojoverse
Yes, it would.
costumes instead of their regular sort of
If they all had matching costumes.
Yeah, that'd have been neat. Stop making better episodes.
Clearly, you got Beast is just gonna have the pants on. Always shirtless Beast. It's like the thing.
Give Beast a different hairstyle or something.
Yeah, get all slick back.
Yeah, that's what I would have done with the episode. That and turned it into more Running Man instead of TV show parodies.
More Running Man. I don't think anyone's ever said that ever. What's your take on Running Man, Chris?
I'm definitely for more Running Man.
You ready? More Running Man?
Did you like Running Man of all the Arnold Schwarzenegger
I
ones?
did like.
I thought it was
You're
just...
stupid enough to like.
That's too stupid to like. I'm not going to buy that Arnold Schwarzenegger's a helicopter pilot.
That's your problem
That's
about
the
moving.
biggest argument.
Him getting his helicopter pilot's license.
Come on, these people are innocent. Why are you shooting them now? It wasn't. I don't even know. It's just some cop or something. I didn't buy it. Then Arnold Schwarzenegger with a beard, just natural. Anyway, what are we talking about again? Mojo should have been like Running Man, but it wasn't.
So Mojo tells the X-Men to stick with him and they'll be stars, just like, what's his name?
Longshot, oh depraved omelette.
You ever been called an omelette, Crowtherl?
I haven't, no. I think anybody's been called an omelette.
Fucking omelette.
Yeah, so Mojo's like, he's gone. He'll never eat lunch in this dimension again. He's jet fuel. Have you ever been called jet fuel, Crowtherl?
No, but I remembered that line.
Is that what is going to happen for the rest of this podcast, Brooksy? Any random thing that someone gets called, you're going to ask Crowtherl, have you ever been called?
Hey, he's got to say yes and one of them.
One of them is going to get called.
You're just going to use this in your new life, aren't you? Just every day. You jet fuel. Get out of it, you omelette.
Enough about a cold sore, Jerry.
So we get a shot of Longshot, and he's looking out from a hallway in the back of the arena.
Mm.
And then he sort of takes off and disappears. Cyclops is like, oh, you've got about 10 seconds to send us back.
Yeah, that's a weird amount of time.
And Mojo's not having any of this. They're in his world now. He's in control.
He's the captain now.
Beast punch out Beast Quakes. He's got power tends to corrupt, and absolute power corrupts absolutely.
He didn't say who said that one, though, right? Normally says who is the quoter.
So more on that in Beast Quakes. Stick around. Please. So Mojo goes into this big spiel about giving the audience what they want, action. This is when he's just tromping around for, I swear, 10 minutes, talking about action, pretending to shoot guns. And
oh, yeah, this was random as hell.
It went forever.
Why wouldn't they... never mind. I don't know. I don't understand anyone's motivation for this episode. Even Larry's. Why would you hold on that for so long?
Yeah.
And why is it written so long? And there's just nothing really going on about it. It's not scoring as funny, and it's just a real crazy sort of scene. Could have said that's what people want, action. Move on.
Yeah. So Cyclops says the X-Men don't fight without a reason. And don't forget, never revenge. And a Storm says,
violence and destruction are not forms of amusement.
So yeah, now it's time. It's showtime. And the glass rectangle starts spinning. And once it stops, Cyclops and Storm are gone.
Mm.
And then on the screen, we see the first of our couple of shows here. Get Miami Mutants, starring Cyclops and Storm.
What were you saying about Miami Mutants, Crowtherl?
It's got to be a spin-off in the future.
Would you prefer to watch that?
I would. That speedboat, come on.
So they're in this open-top speedboat here, and they're dodging explosions on a pink sea. What's with the pink sea?
I don't know. I've never been to Miami, but I don't think the water around...
The water is not pink.
I would have gone all out. I'd have Cyclops wearing the suit with the sleeve rolled up.
Don Johnson.
Don Johnson. They did have the music which sounded like Miami.
Yeah.
Vice, digga, 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 digga.
They all got that, the parody sort of music.
The parody sort of songs, the sound-alikes, as you will, but if you will. But yeah, I don't think they went far enough, because then it just sort of turned into something else.
So they're being chased by 3 helicopters, and they're dropping torpedoes in the water.
I wrote down helicopter jets because they had thrusters on the back as well. I just thought they were random.
Cyclops manages to take out a couple of these explosions, and then he hits a button that transforms the boat into a flying boat.
The button said something funny, didn't it? It
said push.
Push. Push this.
Push the little red button. So Storm jumps out, and she managed to take out 2 of the choppers, but the third one hits the ship, causing it to catch fire. And then Cyclops It's injured or something.
Yeah, he just sort of faints.
Yeah,
and
he's just laying on the side doing a gene or something.
Yeah, he's just chucking a gene fainting for no reason. And Storm tries to save him.
Yeah, Storm makes it back to the ship just in time for Cyclops before another chopper shows up and blasts like straight at them, and then it's in the camera shot, just straight into the camera shot. Boom, end of the show.
Yeah, and it looks like they die.
Mojo says, "Now that's what I call a slam bang ending." And Cyclops and Storm show back up here into the arena, and they're frozen in pictures of themselves suspended from the roof.
Yeah, they're in like little glass cases, but they're flat images of like a bit of stuck in glass, kind of like the Phantom Zone in Superman 2. It's just some weird sort of freeze.
So they come back from the break, and the ratings are through the roof somehow with that show. There's been a lot of Crowthers in the Mojoverse. Hey?
This is the spin-off they've been waiting for.
So Mojo's like, oh, maybe I might have to let them live. And then the crowd just starts booing. And then Jean's like, you're sick. You can't destroy them just to keep people amused. And Mojo's like, do I look like I care? Control room, bring up show number 2. Then we see another shot of Longshot here. He's learning that there's a control room that controls the show. Control room.
You'd think he'd know about that, seeing as he's been working for Mojo for so long.
And then, he also knows that now the control room's like suspended in the ceiling above them. So then spins up again, and it only leaves Wolverine and Jean there. So Beast and Rogue are off. And it says,
out of the blackness of space comes Rogue Star!
Is this Star Wars?
I think it's Star Trek.
It's Star Trek.
I think so. Don't you think, Bennett?
More Star Trek.
Yeah.
It's more Star Trek than anything, but they have that sort of opening shot underneath the Star Destroyer and the ship, and it just sort of goes on forever. It's kind of like Star Wars, but...
So it says starring Hank McCoy as the Beast and Rogue as Rogue.
Not the Rogue.
So they don't know Rogue's real name yet or something, I don't know. So Beast and Rogue are flying in this spaceship towards a much larger spaceship, which is shooting at them. So then it looks like the larger ship ejects a cartridge into Rogue and Beast's ship. And out of that cartridge comes the Brood again.
Is that the Brood? I thought they were just like space cockroaches. But Kraft, didn't you say they were like... He said something as he's screaming, right?
Beast is saying something like he hates reptilians.
Beast says,
Punch the crap
unhand
out
her,
of them.
repulsive reptilians.
So, yeah, there's a lot of things. They've never been called the Brood on screen.
No.
I thought they were just space cockroaches. And Kraft heard Beast call them reptilians.
So, Beast starts fighting these repulsive reptilians.
Which I thought was pretty cool. I liked seeing Beast fight something instead of just being quoting it, because he's making all these funny fighting noises and shit.
During the fight, one of the Brood punches the door open button, and then they all get sucked out the door.
Yeah.
And Beast manages to grab Rogue by the leg, and he's holding her on. But then as the door sort of starts to close, Beast falls out, and Rogue catches him, but then drops Beast. Beast's gone, then the door closes. And then, so Rogue's just in there by herself, just in time for the ship to plummet into the sun.
Out of context, it sounds funny. But when we were watching it wasn't that funny.
And it took much longer than that.
It is sort of cool seeing everybody die, though, in really sort of hilarious ways, but also pretty gruesome ways.
Yeah.
They get blown up, and
Into
then
the sun.
Rogue falls into the sun, and Beast suffocates in space.
So then again,
Funny
Beast
on the
and
page.
Rogue show up in these same frozen pictures as Storm
Yeah,
Cyclops.
Post-specs glasses.
And then Mojo just yells, next. And now, here it is, Wolverine starring in I Dream of Jean.
And this was your favourite bit, Crowtherl, right?
I just love the title. I Dream of Genie ripoff. I love it.
So Wolverine's climbing up the building with his claws. And then when he gets almost to the top, Jean is sort of babbling on about Mojo and how it's only entertainment and that he wouldn't be killing them. And then these robots appear and they start transforming. And And the first robot transforms into the Punisher.
Yeah, we got a Punisher cameo.
Again. And he immediately just tries to shoot.
Because that's what Punisher does.
That's exactly right.
He's got the bandana on as well, which is funny because when he's in the Spider-Man cartoon, he wears a bandana as well. I've never seen him wear a bandana in any of the comics.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, I don't recall seeing him wear a bandana in any comics or in any of the movies. He's just...
It was real hot that day. He was sweating up.
It's actually a sweatband. Real quick.
Robots sweat a lot.
Real quick, do the I Dream of Jeannie theme again. Now do the Bewitched theme.
I don't know the Bewitched theme.
That's the game I played with Crowtherl.
You've been getting me with this years and years.
That's it.
Because they're so similar. Anyway, it's just a little game I like to play.
I wasn't a big fan of Bewitched.
Yeah, no. I got confused when Darren changed from one act to the other, and like I didn't get it. It's like, were they even the same guy?
Dick York, Dick Sargent, Sergeant York. You know where that one's from?
Isn't that from? I can't remember actually.
Wayne's World. Because that's got that eternal question: who's hotter?
Oh, right.
I Dream of Jeannie or Samantha from Bewitched?
I'd go Jeannie.
Jeannie, definitely.
Okay, who's got stronger powers?
Well,
she's a genie.
Yeah.
A phenomenal cosmic power or a witch. I'd say the genie, but she never really made any wishes come true. She just sort of did shit, right?
It was a bitch and annoyed the guy.
Crowtherl's hot take on I Dream of Jeannie.
Throw it back in the ocean.
Oh!
Samantha helps Darren at work, but what does Jeannie do for Major Nelson? Turns his boss into a monkey. This is not helpful.
I need to start watching I Dream of Jeannie and Bewitched now.
If anyone gets these, please contact the show.
Anyway, what
I
the
just
hell?
stole that whole thing from a TV show that you two clearly don't watch.
No, I miss that.
So if someone knows this, I know my brother will.
Is it that 70s show?
Yeah.
Try to think when would characters be talking about the TV show.
So, back to Mojovision.
We've been distracted by Neighbours, I Dream of Jeannie, Bewitched, that 70s show. Anyway, back to Mojovision. Punisher showed up.
Punisher
bandana on.
Shooting at Jean. So Wolverine swings into the second top story, and he's confronted by 3 more of these shape-shifting robots, and they morph into the Shi'ar Empire Guards.
Yeah, Gladiator's there.
Gladiator, Tempest, and Earthquake.
Another thing I want to mention, like all the other parodies, Miami Mutants and Rogue Star, they all sort of relate to the shows that they're ripping off. This has got nothing to do with I Dream of Jeannie. I would much rather see Wolverine find a lamp.
I thought you were going to say you want to see Jean in the costume.
Yeah, and Wolverine finds the lamp, rubs it, and it's just Jean in the sitcom messing around with Wolverine. I'd much rather see that than this sort of building battle with all these robots that turn into cameos.
So it should have started in the bottle room, or
so well was there the dude ever in the bottle? Did Jeannie ever pull him into the bottle?
He must have at some point.
Yeah, he would have been in trouble a bit.
What was the genie's name? It was Genie, right?
Yeah.
Genie the Genie. Yeah. And what was the Air Force guy's name?
Major Nelson.
Major Nelson. All right, I'll try and remember that. Wolverine as Major Nelson and Jean as Genie.
Yeah. He shouldn't have been in his Wolverine costume. Should have been in the army stuff.
In the Air Force.
Blue suit.
Was he Air Force?
It was NASA, I think.
Oh, NASA. What did the Bewitched husband do? Was he the Air Force?
I have no idea. It's a postman. I don't know.
Postman. Anyway.
So because all these Shi'ar guards are robots, Wolverine can just go berserk and start stabbing every one of them, cutting arms off, going crazy.
Yeah, what he wants to do.
This is all while Jean's at the top of it, trying to avoid the Punisher shooting her, which I can't believe.
Nah, Punisher would have got her straight.
It would have been gone.
It's over.
And so then on the roof, Wolverine suddenly gets blasted up onto the roof from below, and he's lost his shirt. Of course.
Captain Kirk, Wolverine always loses his shirt.
And Jean's been shot sort of off the building and she's hanging on. He's like, Jean, hang on. It's like, "Oh, that's what she was doing, mate."
And then she sort of cracks the code. It's just television, she says about 40 times.
Jean realizes that she has her powers.
Electronic images created by machines, and machines can be affected by psychokinetic energy.
What is this?
She couldn't have done this at the start of it.
Would have saved us a lot of time.
That's what Brooksy just said. She realised she had powers.
So then this makes the control room start sparking and all the TVs go fuzzy.
Mm.
And the crowd starts to get angry with Mojo. And he takes it out on Spiral in the control room. Tells it to go to commercial or whatever. And Mojo then says, I'm losing my audience to a bunch of dead trees.
Yeah, there's a really random cut. They've all got books out and
Entire,
they're reading.
yeah, Blockhead and everyone got a book out.
Doesn't even have eyes. How can he read?
Is that like their thing? So it's like if the crowd doesn't like there's a book under your chair, get your book out and they get like a book count. Oh no, 7 out of 10 books. It's a bad show.
I think it's meant to be like sort of Naked Gun sort of random joke that pops up, you know? It's just suddenly they're doing something out of nowhere, but it just didn't read like that to me, and they had the crickets and everything.
Yep.
It was really sort of jokey joke. I didn't like it.
So then inside their control room, Longshot is there, and he's going to set the X-Men free so they can get out of his time slot. And then with one lever pull, the X-Men pop back into the main stage with Mojo. That's it. Mojo tries to blast the X-Men with his scorpion tail. And then Cyclops just takes out the blaster. I thought Mojo's blaster tail was very quiet. It was like a zoop,
yeah, it didn't have that massive blaster noise on it.
I didn't think it'd hurt you, but he'd just ow.
Hey. But yeah, I suppose he wouldn't ever need to use it because he's got goons everywhere and he's got Spiral working for him. And
then what happened? Why isn't it like a suspense chocolate or something?
It's frozen yogurt straight into his mouth.
Yes.
I don't know. You'd have to ask Mojo. It's best not to question anything that happens in the Mojoverse. Would you guys have liked to have seen Mojoverse commercials? Do you reckon that would have been interesting?
In between shows.
Would have been a big improvement.
Mojoverse soda or whatever, or life insurance, and just sort of set the scene for what sort of world it is. I thought that would have been cool because I like all the commercials in universe sort of thing.
Or like the RoboCop ones.
Yeah, just like the RoboCop one, Robo Heart, or that sort of electric chair that kills people as like an anti-car theft thing, and it won't even flat out your battery. It's just shard corpse falls on the ground. I love those.
I'd buy that for $1.
Yeah. Where's all that? Stop making better episodes.
So then Rogue flies Wolverine up to cut off these. There's like monitors. Is this supposed to be the control room as well? Because I thought it was a control room. But then you watch it again, then it sort of turns into like a spaceship sort of thing that falls to the ground. It's covered in monitors.
I don't know what was happening there.
I think it's just a suspended control room.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was, the control room that like Spiral was in. Because then when it crashes to the ground, she appears next to it. So it's like she's avoided it falling down.
No.
So I'm like, all right, well, I don't know.
Don't ask any questions.
So it falls on top of Mojo, and he's like in between him saying, get to the program or get crushed.
Yeah, and he just gets crushed.
And he stops it. So Spiral shows back up here on the floor. She does a little dance and zaps all the X-Men straight back to their dimension. And then they're back into their civvies.
Yeah, and they fly back into the TV shop.
And then Cyclops says something that resonated with all of us. And he says,
Can someone please tell me what just happened?
That's the first thing he said that's made sense.
That's exactly right.
It's the only thing that's made sense. It's coming out of Cyclops' mouth.
And then we go back into the Mojoverse here. And Domo says, everything that Mojo created is gone. Especially the audience. Oh well, nothing lasts forever. Especially in television. Was that supposed to be a joke? Or
it wasn't a good one.
He's just telling us what happened?
I think these are all very niche jokes that all the producers probably really like, and all the showrunners like, yeah, because I was on this show that got cancelled, blah, blah, blah. So they'll probably having more fun with this TV episode than what we were.
So Longshot tries to chat up Spiral here. He says, did I ever tell you I went out with an actress with 2 heads? She replies, yeah. Was she nice? And he says, yes and no. And then Mojo throws the wreckage off himself. He's not dead. And he wants a fresh start with Longshot and Spiral. And so he's doing the usual thing where he talked for a long time. 1,000 words, 2 seconds. Not going to write them all down.
Yeah.
And then he looks over at the TV screen and says, "Oh, look, a jungle picture."
No.
So do you prefer the Mojoverse or the Savage Land?
The Savage Land makes a little bit more sense, but I would like to explore more of the Mojoverse with the commercials and what the living situation is there. Is it like post-apocalyptic like Running Man there and the entertainment is Mojo? That's why he's got the monopoly. That's why he's rich. That's why he's like the Grandmaster in Thor Ragnarok or whatever. I would much prefer to see that, but again, we're back in the Savage Land. And Crowther, who had not seen any of the Savage
I
Land.
don't know what was happening there.
Do you remember the Savage Land?
Is this another episode of the Mojo bit? I don't know.
Well, the next 2 episodes will be set in the Savage Land. But yeah, most of the episodes in season 2 have had a little cut to the Savage Land. It's been terrible. Me and Ben have been bagging it out the whole season long.
Magneto and Professor X got lured to the Savage Land by Morph, and every now and then we cut back. Meanwhile, in the Savage Land...
I remember those episodes, I just don't remember the little snippets of them.
Yeah, well, they're not that great. They're just randomly attacked by different henchmen of the Savage Land, and they beat the useless ass henchmen.
Yeah, there's usually like a frog or like
A frog.
Goro or...
he fought a Battletoad, Goro, a hypnotist lady.
And he got away from Goro by throwing a spear at a beehive.
Then they fought a T-Rex.
And he had Suddenly Boomerang.
Suddenly Boomerang,
Threw
that's
that
where
in.
that comes from.
Do they not have their powers in this universe?
No,
No.
not in the Savage Land.
Okay.
There's a power disruptor, and that's why Professor...
Oh, of course, power, yeah. Every time.
Now you remember.
Yeah, it's starting to make sense. That's why Professor X was walking.
Oh, yeah. I just realised that.
He wasn't just hanging on Magneto's shoulders like a little baby.
Wearing him like backpack like Yoda.
Stop making a better episode, Brooksy.
So in the Savage Land this week, we get our first look at Sauron.
Yes. Not to be confused with the Lord of the Rings Sauron.
And he's flying around and he's trying to attack Shana. Do you remember Shana the She-Devil?
No. Is that like He-Man's girlfriend? I know she was stacked.
Yeah. It is pretty much He-Man's girlfriend. We'll get into that in the next couple of episodes.
Yeah, 'cause
it's just total He-Man rip-off.
Savage Land He-Man.
So the Professor and Magneto come across the Citadel that Magneto built when he was trying to make a new world.
Mm.
And they both hear screams and run over, and they see Shana being attacked by Sauron. And the Professor tries to run over and help, but Magneto comes through, tackles him down. I guess because they're out of boomerangs and spears. So
You're throwing his helmet at him.
I don't know what they're going to do. Magneto explains that Sauron is too powerful, even if they had their mutant powers.
Mm.
And then Sauron manages to hypnotize Shauna, and then flies off with her into the sky.
Mm.
The creature attacking the woman is Sauron. His powers would make him a dangerous foe, even if we still had our own.
I should mention that all the pterodactyls and Sauron, we should explain what Sauron looks like. He looks like pterodactyl, but with more...
In boardies.
In torn board shorts. A little bit more human. They all make the same sort of the sound. It's like a chicka, wow, wow. It's just that noise constantly. Chicka, wow, chicka, wow. Anytime you see one, if you come in for the next episode, Crab, you will hear that sound repeated over whenever they see a pterodactyl. It's like, is that the only sound effect they had?
So then it ends on to be continued.
And that's the end of that chapter.
So, Crowtherl, what did you think of Mojovision? First time seeing X-Men in 20 years. What did you think of this one?
Yeah, not a lot. Not a lot. Went for 20 minutes, but it felt like 20 hours.
Yeah, you said, I watched an hour and a half of that for this. And it's like, Crowther's name in 22 minutes. Righto. But yeah, like I said earlier, I do like standalone episodes as opposed to the running storylines. I liked the X-Men Origins Wolverine episode, the Gambit Origins with the Teves and the Tassans. But this standalone episode, that was a rough sit. To me, it felt like it was like a missed opportunity. They could have delved deeper into the Mojo universe. I think less Mojo, kind of like Jabba the Hutt. Just use him a little bit, and then he'll be cool or whatever.
Right. Yep.
But explore the universe more. And the parodies, go all out with the parodies, change their clothes, have Wolverine be Major Nelson and Jean Genie, and that's what I would have done to make it better. What do you think, Brooks?
The craziness was dialed to 11. What were they thinking? What were they smoking?
Who said yes to this one? Imagine there's a writer's room and there's like 20 writers in the room. So how about we do Mojovision when they can do like Miami Vice? I love it. Let's make it happen. Was it a grand idea like what we all think would make a better episode, but just because of budget and uncreative writing, it just got turned into that and just a Beetlejuice with the X-Men?
Yes. It did have a lot of the cameos in it, though. So we saw a bunch of people.
Yeah, the cameos were fun.
So that was good.
But, yeah.
That was about all the good stuff I could bring.
I mean, there's decent action in this episode as well.
Yeah.
But without the story, there's only so much action I can take before it becomes...
Just things crashing.
Yeah, I mean, it's just explosions. It's just Michael Bay for minutes at a time, and it just wasn't that fun. What was your favourite part and quote, Brooksy?
My favourite quote was Cyclops, "What the hell was that?"
I don't think he said...
Because I could relate to that.
Can someone please tell me what the hell just happened? See, I've got that as my favourite quote as well because I relate to it the most. Can someone please tell me what just happened? Graf, what was your favourite quote?
I don't remember any quote.
We should have told you.
Mojo talking and talking.
Didn't like anything Mojo had to say.
What was your favourite part?
My favourite part, we forgot to mention this, when he was bringing the X-Men into the Mojo world. Jean tried to escape and she tripped over a power cord. And she screamed like she just got shot. She trips over and goes, "Whoa!" And she zooms in. I thought that was my favourite bit because it's so random. That's such an overreaction and sort of sells Jean's uselessness. Except even though she saved the day, that was my favourite bit. What was yours?
Careful, what was yours?
Just they're on a speedboat.
No, I'd have to say probably my favourite part was seeing Wolverine just nail a couple more robots.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
That's probably pretty cool.
That's pretty cool.
So how do you rate this one, Bender?
Not highly. This isn't one that I rewatch often. I mean, a couple
or at all.
I rewatched it ages ago because I was flicking through. No, Lawley was watching it and he settled on this one. I think he stopped watching the X-Men animated series after this one.
That's it. I've had.
Yeah, that's the point where he's like, I don't want to play anymore. I'm going home. That sort of
fair enough.
And I watched it with him. I was like, oh man, I hope the show's cancelled by the time we get up to this episode. No, the podcast's still going strong, and we had to watch it anyway. But I didn't think highly of this one. And what could save it for me is what I said earlier. Go more over the top with the parodies, make it funnier, less Mojo, more into the Mojoverse.
So what'd you rate it?
I'll just make it up on the spot. I'll say it is a 4. Maybe it's a 3.
It's a 3.
I wasn't having fun with this episode. It's a 3. Straight up 3. I don't watch it. It's irritating. So I'll be harsh and give it a 3 out of 10. Crowtherl, how would you rate this one?
Out of 10, is it?
Out of 10. That's what we rate them.
I'd go 3. I think 3's fair.
3's fair. What do you think could have made it better?
It did have potential. It just didn't. They didn't carry it out.
They didn't build on it, eh? What would you have done to really sort of kick it up into 5 or 6 out of 10 territory?
More silly, less Mojo.
More silly, less Mojo. How do you accomplish that? He is the silly. Would you just have him wearing silly shit?
Yeah, at the start. More random audience members.
Yeah. The thing I noticed that you like about cartoons is random things making random noises. Like, I remember watching Futurama when Destructor comes on. I am Destructor. Pops Crowtherl. When the Galgamechs are on South Park. Forget about the Galgamechs. Pops Crowtherl. So more random creatures, more random sound effects, right?
Random sound effects. Got my vote.
Also in Samurai Jack, when the bounty hunters come, there's this 2-headed one with an actor. Pops Crowtherl. I'm going to put it together, all the crazy noises that Crowtherl likes. What do you rate this one, Brooksy?
I gave it a 4.
And how would you make it better?
I've already mentioned how I could make it better. I'm not talking about it anymore.
Very good. Take us into tally time, man.
And just before, this is the lowest rated episode that you have given.
Yeah.
You actually gave the Captive Hearts Morlocks episode a 4.
So that's really what it says how I rate this Mojovision. I really didn't like this one. I mean, with the Morlocks one, there's animation there that's good. There's sort of unintentionally funny stuff like covered in scorpions.
Remember that big crap?
The first appearance of a double-ended lightsaber pre-Darth Maul. There's some cutting-edge stuff there, and it accomplishes what it's trying to do, is to gross you out, creep you out, tell you that Morlocks are the worst. This one, it didn't really accomplish what it was trying to do, be a fun, quirky episode with parodies in it. So it was a big misfire for me. So, yeah, I'm aware that I've rated it pretty low. I didn't think I rated it lower than Morlocks, but, yeah, I think it's worthy of a lower rating. So it's a 3 out of 10 for me, Mojovision. This episode sucks.
IMDb gave it a 6.4.
That's a fucking liberty, isn't it?
And that is the lowest episode so far.
A 6 out of 4 is very generous, I think.
6.4.
For a low-rated episode.
So
That's saying it's average. This is below average. This is not good stuff.
So like whatever it takes was a 7.2. So it was externally yours. That's the next lowest.
I liked whatever it
so
takes
far.
with Mijnari and the Shadow King.
So it's time for tally time.
Yeah, kick us into tally time while I write down these ratings.
So yeah, we got the one beast quote today. Power tends to corrupt, and absolute power corrupts absolutely. It's the best known quotation of the 19th century British politician Lord Action.
His name's Action.
Lord Action.
Lord
Acton.
Action. Oh, Acton.
Oh, you ruined it.
Damn it, Action.
That'd be your wrestler name, wouldn't it, Crowtherl? Lord Action.
So you might remember this one from Year 9 English when we did Animal Farm.
Oh, I spent most of that year hiding under the table. Make sure he didn't ask me any questions.
John,
asking Jono random questions.
John, what do you think, John?
It was all right.
So Claude Draws, we only got the one this episode at the start when he said, what's with this, the 4th of July?
Oh, right, yeah.
So 1 plus the 43 we've got is 44 in this season, which is exactly the same as we've got in season number 1.
Oh, okay.
So we've already reached our season 1 44, so we've got 88 all up.
So we've matched it.
Matched
and
it.
now we've got 2 more episodes left of this season, right?
Yes.
And some reunion.
Mhm.
And let's see how far in front we get from season 2 to season 1.
And no bubs, no Gene faints. Any more sound effects picked up?
No, not really. I think there's like some obscure explosions that have a really interesting sound that I heard in Predator. Same when the Predator shoots the laser at the trees, it makes a woof sort of noise. And I heard those a bunch, but I could be just hearing things. All right, it's time for Generation Mailbag. Brooksy, do we have any sort of fan mail?
We have received a package.
We have received a package. It arrived a while ago, and I didn't bring it last time because I forgot, and I'm stupid like that. But I brought it this time. It is from our good mate, Scott Honig. Honig? How do you pronounce it, Crowtherl?
Honig.
Scott Honig from Birchwood. I won't give his actual address away. And Crowtherl, you warned me not to open this, right?
I was pretty sure it's going to be Anthrax. We're not sure he's that much of a fan.
Doesn't sound like Anthrax, unless he really hates the show.
So it's like a yellow bag.
A big yellow bag and like very thin, like a book would fit in. I wonder what's in it. It cost Scott $23.50 to send here. Really appreciate that, Scotty. And with the plummet of the Australian dollar, next time just send the cash. But anyway, appreciate the donation. We're opening it now.
Should we be filming this?
Oh, it should be, but we're not.
We're not a visual medium.
It's not Anthrax, Crowtherl.
Here we go.
Whoa, there's a note.
Oh.
There's a note, and it's 2. Very previously, I mentioned about the X-Men Adventures, which is a comic book companion to the animated series.
He's got your favourite. Captive Hearts.
Oh, shit.
Yes.
And it's the two book collection, Night of the Sentinels, Enter Magneto, and Captive Hearts and Slave Island.
Wow.
Thanks so much for these, Scotty, because, yeah, I was looking at them. I was looking through my old comics and found some we mentioned earlier in the show, in the podcast, and Scotty's very graciously decided to donate
Some of
these.
the ones you showed me didn't even have the front page.
Yeah,
What was with that?
Well,
You
when I
tell me.
inherited my comic books, I got them off one of Dad's mates from work, who was mates with someone who owned a news agency. Now, what would you do? You get the comic book right, and if you didn't sell the comic book, you'd rip the cover off and send it back to the supplier, and then you get like a refund or half of that, and they just chuck the comics away.
book, yeah.
But instead, they kept them and gave them to Steve Noise. That's his name, Steve Noise. Dad called him Noisy because he gives all his mates sort of nicknames and stuff like that. And Noisy gave me 2 big ass boxes.
Noisy. I thought that's what he called Crowtherl.
No, he calls him Crowtherl. 2 big boxes of comic books. So that's why my original comic book collection, they're all missing their front cover. And sometimes I get like a razor blade and cut across like that so I get them off quicker. And I'm missing like 2-3 pages of the first 2 or 3 pages, which is a shame too because I've got like pretty rare comic books like Spawn 3, but it's missing the first 3 pages in the cover. It's like, damn it to heck.
But you better read Scotty's letter because he's even written a half-page letter for us. How cool's that?
Do you want me to read it?
You can read it.
All right, you just have a look at the comic books and stuff like that. Okay. Let's even put the date, April 10, 2018. Thanks for that, Scotty. Bender and Brooksy. Do you want me to do American accent? I'm just going to assume this is what you sound like, Scotty. Very happy and American. As promised, here are 2 books with some X-Men adventure comics in them. While you can certainly get a sense of how the stories flow and what kind of art style they went with, unfortunately, these aren't too well put together. You'll notice, for example, that some of the pages of the Magneto story repeat at the end of the first volume instead of presenting new pages to finish the story. But I hope you enjoy, especially the second volume, which has lots of great cable action. Thanks for the on-air shout-out a few episodes back. It was pretty cool to hear my name on the podcast. And thank you for continuing to bring me back to my childhood with each new episode. You're my very own fountain of youth. I am also still happy to be your go-to for how faithfully the animated series cleaves into the comics. Feel free to contact me with any questions. Enjoy, Scott. Thanks
What a legend.
That's awesome. I love that this is getting laminated.
Yeah,
This is
hell
going on the wall.
Definitely. It's going straight to the pool room.
I like hard copy fan mail and letters. That makes me feel like a comic book artist. Makes me feel like somebody.
That's awesome.
So thanks for that, Scotty, and thanks for the comic books. I don't know whether to leave them here or read them. I'm going to read them at home. I'll leave enough here. But I also bought I bought an action figure for the collection, which I thought I'd bring up as well. Ages ago, I mentioned that there was this really cool cable action figure that came out with the Marvel Legends that went for crazy, outrageous prices on eBay.
Right.
$60, $70 for this guy.
Yeah.
Because it's like an older sort of release, 2017, I think it was around March or something like that. And it was like a Deadpool series, the Build-A-Figure with Sasquatch. And I didn't get him in time, and I didn't want to pay $70 for him on eBay. And I was thinking, okay, when Deadpool comes out, there's a chance that they will re-release all these action figures, and I'll get cable then from like Toys R Us or whatever. So as soon as Deadpool 2 came out, I went to Toys R Us, and there, lo and behold, a cable action figure, only $40, saved $30. If there was 2, I would have bought 2. And sold it on eBay months later and made $30 profit. But anyway, got cable, will unravel him. What's so good about this guy, this action figure? He looks exactly how he is in the series. The costume and that is really bloody close. And I just really wanted... This is the action figure I would have loved as a kid because it's got everything. It's got the headset, it's got the glowing eye, the metal arm, costumes matching, 3 guns. Can you believe that? Then no stupid projectile either. So that's why I bought this guy, and I've got another one at home which I'm going to custom paint. But this is for the
collection.
For the collection and generation.
We'll punch a new photo up of our collection. We'll put it onto our Instagram.
Yeah.
Week.
Now there's one extra X-Man on there, and I'm thinking about getting some more, but depends on.
We need some chicks, man. It's a big sausage fest.
I gotta wait for the new X-Men movie when Rogue comes out, so her action figure gets a re-release. Because I don't want to pay $70 for her on eBay either. But yeah, that's it for... Oh, do we have any other shout-outs from any reviews or anything like that? No, just actual mailbag. So thanks again, Scotty.
Yeah, thanks, Scotty. You're a legend.
Say thanks, Scotty Crowtherl.
Gee, Scotty.
Okay, it's time for Marvel movie news. Now, spoiler alert, we'll be talking Deadpool 2, and this is more of an open discussion, so Crowtherl, you can jump in whenever. Surely you remember heaps about Deadpool 2, and we'll get your feedback on that, because we didn't all see it together. I went and saw it like on a break I had at work. I know, it was Infinity War. I can't remember when I saw it with Caitlin. When did you, Blake, see it?
Yesterday.
The other day.
Thoughts straight up. As good as the first one? Better than the first one? Funnier than the first one?
See, I'm really interested to see your thoughts on this movie.
All right, I'll break it down first, because everyone knows Cable's my guy.
Yeah.
Has been for so long. I loved Cable in this.
Yeah.
I loved that Josh Brolin, what he did with Cable in this. I'll go on record and say it. He did better. Josh Brolin did better as Cable than he did as Thanos.
Yeah?
Controversial, whatever. I was really vibing with what Cable said, and what Josh Brolin did as Cable. And yeah, man, I was just on board as soon as he showed up. He had that awesome entrance in the horrible future, the purple lights going around, looks like Terminator 2, and he just goes back in time and starts doing his thing. But yeah, man, I mean, I don't normally like hearing the C word.
Yeah.
In cinema, but when he said it, I laughed my ass off.
There was a lot of oohs in my viewing. A lot of them going, ooh.
I mean, I couldn't hear what everyone else was oohing or ahhing because I was laughing too hard. You dumb. And I was like, whoa, that's awesome. But yeah, the second he showed up, I was on board, and I really dug this Deadpool 2. I thought, because I was really excited going into it, but beforehand, you can listen back to the podcast when I first saw the trailer. I was like, oh, don't know about it. Maybe the jokes aren't going to be as funny. I'm kind of tired of Deadpool. But as more and more trailers came out, the more and more I was convinced otherwise, because I thought, oh yeah, I'm on board with this, because David Leitch, one of the director of it, also did Atomic Blonde and John Wick, and I'm a big fan of his sort of style and the action that he does in his movies, because this one was action-packed. I mean, you could tell this one had a much bigger budget than the first Deadpool, because there's bloody trucks coming down, different characters, big CGI robots and whatever, and CGI characters. The Juggernaut was in it. Did you guys expect the Juggernaut to be in this?
I did hear whispers.
As soon as I said there was a monster in the cell,
basement.
Fucking Juggernaut.
You knew? I had no idea.
I did. I'd seen it online.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I see, I avoided that shit, so when Juggernaut popped out, I thought, holy shit, they got Juggernaut into this.
I did enjoy Juggernaut pulling Deadpool apart. That was good. Oh, wow, that's cool.
That's shown...
That's what he does.
Certain characters need that R rating, and Juggernaut definitely benefited from that, just being this unstoppable force.
And at the end, he just gets out of that pool, because you cannot kill the Juggernaut.
I think Cable had something funny. Let's get out of here before the big guy wakes up or something like that, where he's getting zapped. But yeah, what was your favourite bit in that Deadpool 2, Crowtherl? What really sort of stood out?
Bit? I don't know, I can't think of a bit. It's like all of Cable.
I see. That's like the general consensus. Everyone just dug Cable. I mean, I talked to Kim about it, and she's just like, more Cable. And then she like read a rumor online that Josh Brolin signed up for 4 more Cable appearances.
Yeah,
like, 4.
Shit.
But he must have got paid a fair bit or whatever. But he dead set looked the part. I mean, the big metal arm, buff as the eye shining, and the gun. The gun was really cool.
Yeah.
I just saw like still photos of it before. I thought, oh, what is this mess? It's got like the Tommy gun handle, and there's like 20 barrels on it. But when he starts using it, I thought, yeah, that's a cool gun. And it's got like a dial on it that goes all the way up to 11 when he wants to shoot Juggernaut. Oh, man.
So I went through a lot of reshoots, and the word was that they added more Cable. Do you think that was all that stuff where he's like standing in front of the mirror and they had all that sort of stuff of him? Do you reckon that was all reshoots, or what do you reckon was the reshoot?
I think reshoots was just to get more interaction with him and the rest of the team. So that's the stuff I heard. I think when he shows up at Deadpool's house and they're all in there, I think that might have been a reshoot.
Right.
Maybe just to get more lines from him, and maybe him in the car when they're all driving and he's talking a little bit more. But I would just think whenever he's got like a jacket or something on to cover up he would have lost all his muscle tone.
Right.
When, okay, we're wrapped. Oh, I don't have to work out anymore. We need you back 6 months later. Shit. I can't put that muscle on. Oh, we'll just put a coat on you or whatever. I think maybe that is the thing, but I really like how they punked X-Force.
Oh, that got me. I did not see that coming.
You didn't see that coming? They introduced Shatterstar and Bedlam and
Shatterstar from the Mojoverse.
Is he? Oh, yeah, that's right. He said it's from
There
the
you go.
Mojoverse. He's an alien from the Mojoverse. Bedlam, the Vanisher, which was a Brad Pitt
Yes.
cameo. We get zapped on the power lines because earlier rumors were that Brad Pitt was going to be Cable.
Right.
Sort of glad that Josh got it instead
Yep.
because I don't know if Brad could have.
Did you see the other cameos?
Oh, when they were in the X Mansion.
Yeah. So yeah, in the X Mansion, they turn around and then most of the X-Men are hiding in
All
the door.
the X-Men are in the office when Wade's riding around on Professor X's wheelchair. So I can't afford the rest of the X-Men, and I think Professor X slowly closes.
Beast gets up, closes the door,
And they're all in there.
Yeah.
I did not see that coming.
Yeah.
I was like, what the? That's actually fucking them. That's crazy.
So when Cable comes back in time, the two guys that are talking about toilet paper.
Yeah, who are they?
So that was Matt Damon and what's his name?
Matt Damon?
Yeah, Matt Damon's the one that's doing all the talking.
I did
And
not
then
know that.
Steve the Pirate's the other guy.
That's so random.
Refused to mention. They keep all the things say, "Oh, he's from Firefly and from Rogue One." Like, no, not Rogue One. I'm not talking about Rogue One.
It's K2SO.
No, it's not Rogue One.
Steve the Pirate.
Steve the Pirate.
Couldn't tell you what else Steve the Pirate's been in. I didn't know it was Matt Damon.
Yes.
My eyes were glued on Cable when he walked in. I kept thinking, oh, is he going to sphere in like the Terminator? That'd be cool. Is he coming in naked? What's happening? How many Terminator references are there going to be?
So you did call him One-Eyed Willie.
Yeah.
And then also when you mentioned before when he's sitting in his house and he's growing his legs back, he's actually wearing Chunk's t-shirt.
Oh, okay.
That the Hawaiian shirt. That's the one that Chunk wears in the Goonies.
Right. Oh, so that's a reference to
the Goonies as well.
To the Goonies. Yep. Very good. I didn't know. So I'm not that familiar with the Goonies. I never watched a lot of the Goonies. But yeah, that scene where he grew his legs back, that got belly laughs at my screening. I was like, look at the little guy go. He's going to do it. And he just starts walking all weird. What's so good about... I'll start kissing Cable's ass some more. He's not quippy like the MCU. He's funny just because he's just so angry and so serious. He's like Murtaugh to Deadpool's Riggs.
Right.
He's just 100% just being being mean and angry. Is that a knife in my dick? Yeah, that's a knife in your dick. Can I have one of your guns? No. Let's take this brick then. So, all that was just hilarious. Yeah, man. Cable, I can't wait to see more of him. And I'll be keen to see how they do X-Force now, seeing how they all got punked and killed. But, again, spoiler alert, Deadpool goes back in time, saves Peter. I don't know if he saves Bedlam, Vanisher, or Shatterstar.
He doesn't.
Just Peter.
I liked Peter. That was great. That's such a good bit. I like Rob Delaney.
What was the vomiting guy? I always forget his name. Zionist or something?
The bloke with the spitting acid or whatever.
Zionist or
I don't know. Look it up real quick. But because I imagine there are some X-Force fans out there that love Shatterstar. And just to see what happened to him, get sucked into a helicopter for a gag. It's like, how would they react to seeing that? Yeah, finally. It's like me, if Cable was just a gag, he got killed in a turbine or something, I'd be so disappointed. But all the Shatterstar fans are out there waiting to see their guy and scream for big time, dead. Gets punked out, it's got pink hair and he's dead.
Did you enjoy the mid-credit scene where he went back in time?
Yeah, I thought that was pretty neat. And something like sort of gets takes away from the emotional arc of the whole film. Like he lost, what's her name, Vanessa.
But then he got it back.
But then he gets it back while just turning the time travel thing that he stole from Cable and fixed. All the action was good, and I really dug Deadpool too. Can't wait till it comes out on Blu-ray.
So now it's your time to hate on it.
I don't think I care. I mean, if there's time for me to hate on it, nitpick, I think the start of it felt a bit scattered. I didn't know what the big story was when did it start to get going. But I'd say about the halfway mark when he realised he's got to save the kid, that's when the movie sort of is feeling really good and everything. But that first half just felt a little bit slow, a bit scattered, didn't know what was going on. It's just all these jokes, all this action. Like even all the cool shit that was in the trailers when he was using his samurai swords to fight those two Yakuza guys in the bathhouse, and when he pops up out of the coffin and shoots it, it's just... And when it's in the actual movie, it's just in a montage. I was like, oh man, I thought there was going to be like a big cool sequence where he does all that shit, but it's sort of blaze straight through it, and you don't see as much of him using the sword and everything. But
and they do that homage to the Wolverine Origins, where
oh my god,
where he does get shot. That's pretty good.
The hating on Green Lantern, hating on Ryan Reynolds, and the hating on X-Men Origins is crazy. I keep thinking, like you see in the first Deadpool when he sees the Green Lantern collector's card in the wallet. It's like, oh, that's so extreme. That's nothing on what they do in the end credit scene. He goes back in time, saves Vanessa, goes back in time, saves Peter. Then he goes back in time to X-Men Origins and executes Weapon 11 or whatever. Weird, is that you? Blah, blah, blah. They finally figured a way to shut you up, and then Deadpool sort of phases in, shoots him in the head. Boom, falls to the ground. He just shoots him some more. Sorry about that. I was like, oh, man, what a way to retcon it. Like, even like when you see the Weapon 11 action figure in the first Deadpool when he says, now this is a total fuck up, and then smash cut to that sort of thing. It's like, well, what's going on there? But has nothing on what they did. And then he goes back in time again, see Ryan Reynolds reading the script for Green Lantern, and Ryan says, welcome to Big Leagues, kid. Deadpool shoots him in the back of the head. Like, what the fuck?
And also the movie starts with the little toy of Logan when he's getting stabbed through the heart. Oh, yeah,
that's cool.
It's a music box.
Yeah, that's crazy. It starts with the music box, him dying, and then he blows himself up, and then they go into it goes into like the James Bond sort of.
James Bond starting with
I like that starting, but after the sadness, it was.
Yeah, after the sadness was a bit jarring, but
I want to enjoy this, but I'm sad now.
Exactly, that's exactly how I felt. Like, oh, great, a James Bond piss take. But Vanessa's dead. He's lost everything. Yeah, because he catches the bloke that shot Vanessa, and he steps in front of a car and kills them both, which I thought was really a great way to kill that guy. Really cruel. But you're feeling so sad, and they go into the joke of a James Bond opening. But all the credits were funny as well. Like, directed by, are you serious? Written by, did they just kill her? Produced by, these guys are monsters. But yeah, all those imagery of like Deadpool doing the what a feeling. What the hell is that movie called? Flashdance. But it's just bullet shells raining down him. Great imagery there. That was a really cool. All opening sequences should be like that, and highly referencing everything. But yeah, very happy with Deadpool 2. It's too early to say if it's top Deadpool 1. I'd have to watch it 20 more times. That's like first Deadpool. But I had a great time watching that one.
So what about that in Infinity War? That and Infinity War, which one are you going to put on top?
Oh, Deadpool 2. Yeah? Easily. Because this one's for me.
Right.
There's no gags. There's heaps of violence. People's heads are getting cut off and sucked into helicopters. And all that sort of shit. And swearing and Cable. I've been waiting for Cable since, 92? It's just like you waiting for Apocalypse. I've been waiting for Cable. I was a bit more happy with Cable than you were with Apocalypse, though, right?
Yes.
All we need is Omega Red coming on. And who's your favourite?
I like Mr. Sinister.
You like
the big collars.
And the streamers.
So as soon as Mr. Sinister comes on board,
I'll be there.
You'll get... All right.
Big fan of shark teeth and diamond red things in their head.
That's about it for Deadpool 2, our thoughts on it. Any other thoughts, Brooksy? You, Crowtherl, do you like this one better than Deadpool 1 or Deadpool 2? Or they're both good?
I think I like this one better.
Yeah. I'm leaning towards this one because of Cable and there's more shit going on, but I don't know. Only time will tell. Alright, it's time for the social media shout-outs. Rate and subscribe to us on iTunes, Podbean, and you can also find us on Pocket Cast Addict, Pocket Casters, and now Stitcher. If you're on iTunes, give us a star rating so we can have an average rating. I want to see how many stars we're worth. Like and share our page on Facebook at Generation X-Men. Share us to any X-Men fans who'd like to hear two Australians bang on about mutants for an hour. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at GenXmenPod for some behind-the-scenes photos, videos, and Meme Monday. Or you can contact us via Facebook, or by email, generationxmenpodcast@gmail.com. So what's up for us next time, Brooksy?
Next episode is number 25, Season 2, Episode 12, Reunion Part 1.
Excellent. Going to wrap up the Savage Land finally. You coming back, Crowtherl?
I think I'm busy that day.
Don't worry, we'll get you back. You said you want Juggernaut, right?
Oh, I do want Juggernaut.
Juggernaut's coming
there
up.
We go.
Pretty much the third season.
So,
so you'll be back, Crowtherl. Thanks for coming. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks, Crowtherl.
Thanks for having me.
All right, that's it from us here at Generation X-Men. Hope you've had as much fun listening as we've had talking. Wherever you are in the world, thank you for your time and attention. Next week, we've got Reunion Part 1 with Breakdown, Tally Time, and Claw Draw. Like the Terminator, we'll be back, and we look forward to your company then. Thanks for hosting, Brooksy.
No worries, mate. Take it easy, Bender.
Bye-bye.
See ya.